We can be.
I'm here.
Okay.
Where do I sit at?
Whatever. All right, then let me go on the Facebook, YouTube. We're already on, so we can start amazing people, man. Just close the door. So there you go. I'm just gonna go to Facebook. Oh, you made it?
Dude, that's thanks to the home girl.
Oh, okay. YouTube is already on. So.
What's up? Good.
All right, now let's see. I need to make this one work.
So it's working, or?
Yeah, it's on.
It's on.
It's a little delayed.
So where do I go to? Am I here?
I'm on YouTube, and then just go to Facebook. I mean, not YouTube, and then just go to click on the thing. You'll see it's there. So.
Okay.
YouTube Super Trucker Podcast? Yep. Yeah.
Oh, we're online.
Yes. We are live.
Hold on. Something rotate your device and put it on away.
Somebody will have to be logged in on Facebook though to see the
I will.
I've been on Facebook though to see the yeah.
Shut down.
Yeah, you gotta turn your volume down because I can see the ones that are on YouTube. So, oh, what's up, buddy? What's going on? Long time no see. Hope you're doing well, man. Matt says hello.
Oh, babe.
Yeah.
Ah, cool stuff.
What's up, man?
Love you too, man. Love you too, buddy. Love you too.
All right, so I'm not sure if sound on the Facebook works.
I don't know if anybody comes into the Facebook Live. We'll just have to ask them if they can hear us. So anybody that's on Facebook Live, just let us know if you can hear the sound. We're rookies. We're giving this our go.
All right. Let's see.
Yeah, they said they can hear on YouTube. They can definitely hear.
Okay. Facebook. Let me see. Facebook.
I think the other guys are camera shy. I'm not sure.
No, we're here.
They're hiding.
We're working on it though.
Kind of weird, man, that you can't see anything. How come I'm not in it?
I don't think.
Because you haven't sit down yet. There's a delay.
I don't think the mic works.
Oh, on the Facebook Live, because we have we're dual streaming. We're doing YouTube and also Facebook. So.
I don't think it's the same crap. I don't think the
Look
mic
at
works.
Hug them on my yours and.
Yeah, we're dual streaming. We're doing YouTube and also Facebook. Yeah, I don't know, bro. What's up, dispatch team?
All right. Anyway, I don't think the mic works on this one, but whatever it is. Let me just going down.
What's up, slackers?
Going down. Okay. What's up, Super Truckers? So what's going on? First live stream, I
Yeah.
guess.
So we're waiting for some questions.
Not hard ones though.
Oh, that's gonna be.
Yeah, man. Make it easy on
Matt's
us.
on here. He's gonna really stick it to us.
How about the question that we actually discussed yesterday about that guy that we were gonna do the follow-up video?
Oh yeah. Grand opening, grand closing.
Grand opening. What was it? It doesn't matter what the name was. The blue truck in one of our videos. The guy came in as a very excited, open book. future Schneider wannabe.
Very enthusiastic. He was
Very
very
enthusiastic,
enthusiastic,
yes.
but I think
So what happened to this guy?
I think the enthusiasm fizzled out, and kind of let me tell you why. It first began. First week started just fighting everything, if I'm not mistaken, right, Mike?
Yeah, I mean, basically, the guy comes on board and he's like, "Hey, I'm an open book. I'm ready to go. Let's go. Anything you say, I'm green. This is my first time doing so." And we got really excited, and we take that challenge very serious because, like, I mean, somebody's entrusting you with their livelihood. You don't want to mess around. So we took it serious. So.
But it's bigger than that because that's what we do. That's our forte. That's our craft. We love to take that on and help individuals become successful. So that's why we get excited about that. So we put in 150% into an individual. I mean, into everybody, but just that in itself, to watch somebody really learn the game the right way and be successful is what we look for. So that's
and it's always in my head. I just really we've been discussing this a couple of times, but now since this is like the first time we're going live, I want to make sure that all this media that we started producing, it's not made as a recruiting means or come. There is nothing for sale here, but we all work for Voyager, so everything that we do is going on under this roof of Voyager, and it is not meant to drag you here. You can be, as an owner operator or the driver, you can make it happen anywhere you're at. It's not some kind of it's not a catch, it's not a trap. But a lot of times when we speak and when we use examples, yes, it's coming obviously from a place that we all work at. And just to clear all the public announcement, it's all funded and sponsored by Voyager Nation.
Yeah. So, and then to kind of get on that, rolling it back to the individual we're talking about, it's the formula. Mike's talking about the formula, because whether you use the formula here at Voyager, whether you use that formula down the road at the other carrier, as long as you're doing the formula, you're going to be successful. So that's what we're here to share, and we're willing to share with this individual. A little touch and go. Mike can specify a little bit more specifics because he had the day in and day out with the individual.
Yeah, so basically, if you had a chance to see the video we did the other day with the whiteboard, it really kind of came down to a guy like that, where he struggled with every single load. He was living load to load, and man, he would take whatever you offered him. He would take his percentage, he would take his fuel, he'd dissect it down, and he drilled down so much that he couldn't get past that load. That load was basically destroying his mind at the time. He could never see the bigger picture to move on to the next. And I think he had some relationships with some other drivers. So he'd pick up the phone, he would run it by them, and they're not knowing where he's going, what the plan is. They're only answering questions based on that one load. And they're like, yeah, man, that's not a good load. I wouldn't take it, blah, blah, blah. I get in his head. And then, so basically he completely just, his first week was very, very disappointing. We were so pumped. And so I had to intervene. And I don't normally try to intervene. I mean, it's not forced dispatch, but I did pick up the phone and I said, man, listen, we've done it your way. We ran your way 1 week. Now let's run it my way. Okay. Just trust the process. Don't say anything. Just go where I send you. And I'm not going to send you somewhere crazy. I'm not going to put you in precarious situations. I'm going to just normal dispatch and drive in. And we ran it the next week, and literally the net, not just the gross, the net in his pocket jumped up $1,000. $1,000 from what he did to what we did in his pocket. Now, gross was even more, but back to his pocket after all expenses, another $1,000 on top of what we did the week before. So,
which, by the way, is the number that his expectations were at.
Actually, a little above.
So
yeah, about $200. He was like, if I could just clear, 2022, I'd be happy. And we were significantly above that. So
yeah. So and there you go. So even individuals who come on board as company drivers somewhere, right? Probably their first year. I mean, and then think that these guys
comments
that we had. Actually, we had the interview today. couple guys driving teams, they said, hey, we're going to buy our own truck. And they actually thought the first year that they would net $5,000 each take home, just driving teams.
Per week, right? Not per year.
Per week, sir. Yes. So it's, and then they said, then reality hit, and it's not that. And so that's what it is. So if you give yourself an opportunity to let the true numbers come through, right?
Yeah.
What's real, what's feasible, and not just listen to that truck stop talk where, someone's making, $20,000 a week doing dry van.
So we've got some people in the room. We got to give a little shout outs too. So Scott's in the room. Trust the process or trust Ralph, best dispatcher I've ever dealt with. So I don't know if Ralph is watching this, but that's great. Now you run Ralph, Scott. I want you to know. And that's perfect because that's what this is also. This is not just a video. It's a chance for us to interact with you guys, to laugh a little bit, to talk to you. For our drivers that are on right now, we really appreciate you guys. We love you guys, your hard work. We don't get a chance very often to always be face-to-face, but anytime we get a chance to talk to you, so we really appreciate that. So anybody else have any questions? Mr. Mookow and friends listen to the safety department too. Yes, that's true.
Yeah.
So
it's all connected.
It's all, yeah. It's gotta
because
be.
if we joke about that, but at the same time, guys have to know how to manage their hours of service. That at the end of the day, it doesn't matter if you're fighting or you agree or disagree with the regulations. It's going to be tied down to your settlement at the end of the week. It's financially implication on you. So.
And by the way, if I'm gonna bring the real hard numbers from the accounting, I can guarantee you that the guys that always run out of time are making no money, and we just waste all the time. Just the way we do the planning and the way we use their hours, everything is on duty. Everything is just like crazy all over the place without any planning, without any thinking forward. And a lot of times, I can tell you this, our top drivers never have problems, always making it. And obviously the dispatcher is working around it, but the guy who runs a lot, makes all the money, never causing any problems, never running into any problems, is doing much better with hours of service. And the guy who is not making money,
struggling with
hours of service,
and the disconnect,
two restarts a week, and he has to disconnect the ELD on his 34-hour restart when it would be really a perfect personal conveyance, if you ask me.
Yeah.
But somehow just that feeling, if I'm not gonna disconnect, I'm somehow gonna ruin my hours. This is not the case. It's all about understanding and planning.
Right, because then most of your energy and effort is focused on that, and then forget about netting a decent paycheck that week. You just, your focal point becomes that how to beat the system, how to beat the man, and that's not. It is what it is. We roll with the punches and keep it moving.
Got another comment that says, looks like Ralph has a lot of fans. I think he's paying somebody. Did you tell him we're doing this? He's paid somebody?
Yeah.
Yeah, see. I think Ralph's paying somebody. He's calling his drivers. He's like, hey man, if you'll just say good things about me, like I'll give you a good look here. What's going on? I don't know what's up, but
his head is going to be pretty big. He's not going to fit out he can't leave the building today.
We'll have to have a company policy, no YouTube while working.
But that's good.
That's good. No, we appreciate Ralph. We appreciate what he does. We appreciate all of our dispatchers. They all work really hard. They're very passionate about what they do. They're good at what they do. And, I personally want to thank all of our dispatchers for the time and the effort that they put in and all the drivers that work with them. So, again,
round of applause for it.
Yeah.
Thanks, Ralph.
And everybody else. Yeah, like, not just Ralph. Ralph's not a
Newsflash. You know what? It's so much easier for me to make a video behind my tinted windows and sunglasses and just like that. Now it's kind of like Which camera am I watching at?
Yeah.
This one, that one.
So it's a learning curve. Yeah, because he couldn't wear sunglasses in here because then you're that guy.
No,
You're that guy wearing sunglasses indoors. Man.
Yeah, and that's it. That's just people. I like this. I think this is funny because I like to. I'm sitting here reading what you guys are writing. Scott says my check better clear. So that's for Ralph there. He's like the one that he wrote him. It better clear. I wouldn't count on it, brother. I wouldn't count on it. It'll probably bounce. So.
But try. See what happens. Let us know.
Yeah. Ralph says thanks, Scott. So no. Yeah. Every one of those dispatchers out there, man, we could not be where we're at doing what we're doing if they didn't put in the effort, and the drivers too. I mean, you guys, everybody that's watching, you all do a wonderful job, and we really appreciate it. And we couldn't do this without you. So if there's anybody out there that's not with us, which I see there's a few, if you got any questions for us, we're here. We're here just to talk. Any points? If we have any knowledge, we'll share it. If we don't, we'll Google it. So whatever we got, hit us with it.
Yeah, and also it could be questions in regards to getting started. I mean, so not just operationally what you should be doing, but kind of what it takes to go get your own tags, what the actual application looks like, what are the other incidentals that come along with that they're looking for. We help guide individuals in that regard all the time.
Any comments on there?
So one person.
That's what I can't see. I can see all the ones here. You can keep talking, bro.
I didn't want to interrupt.
No. We're just checking on something. That's Diamond.
Oh. I'm showing the TV.
Maybe. So, what do we got in there? Who's still in here? We got Mr. Mookow. We got Scott. We got Matt. What's good, guys? What's going on out there with you guys? What are y'all running into, man? What do you guys think is going to happen with this, with the market in 2020? We're going to go up? We're going to go down? I kind of, what do you think, Christian? You got any insight on it, man?
Yeah, well, seriously, I'm sorry, I was reading a comment. I mean, everything is volatile, right? So the consistency, I think, coming into 2020, if you just hold steady, the money's going to be there.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, is it slow? I mean, like sometimes you have to look at it this way. Like, I was just talking to some guys, the other day. There's the whole tortoise and hare type deal. You can hop on the flatbed, you can hop on the get your own authority thing, you can hop on the, reefer. And yes, there are times where that will absolutely surpass the race that dry van can ever do. I have no doubt in my mind. But a lot of that stuff with a lot of reward comes a lot of risk. You got your reefer breakdowns, you got your washouts, because you just did a load of chicken or this and that, there's just so much that goes along with it. So is it sometimes better with that slow and steady? This market doesn't change dramatically. It'll go up and down a little bit with the seasons. But when you're able to not lock yourself down anything, chase the rate, chase the freight, and get out there and make the money, sometimes I think this dry van is the best way to go.
Right, because even now, it's kind of hard to tell, right? The recruiting and all the phone calls that are coming in, actually intermodal is like every single phone call because it's January. So, but that's nothing new.
Yeah.
Every January, this is going to happen.
Yeah.
Chinese New Year and everything that's coming over off the ship. You work one day, you're off, and you start alternating days. So that's just a common trend you'll see.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of these guys are home every night. And then what happens to that? You recruit somebody like that, you convince them to come home only for the weekends, and then
Right. You don't want to change somebody's way and habit because it can be detrimental down the line. What I think is good today is not necessarily good tomorrow. Couple comments again. Seriously, what I've learned so far is if you're willing to work and hard and trust the process, they will make you money. I appreciate that. That's very true because again, we take that responsibility serious. When a guy comes on and he wants to do things his way, we can respect that and we can say that's fine. But when someone's willing to come on and say, look, you're my partner, you're my business partner, and I'm going to trust you. I'm going to do my job, and I need you to do your job. They hold you accountable, and you've got to be able to stand up for that and say, That's not something that we take lightly here. We take it very serious in our craft, and we get out there, we work hard, and I go to sleep at night weighing that on my head, my shoulders if something goes wrong, and it'll steal my sleep, because I'm so passionate and I take a lot of pride in what we do, that if there's ever an issue or something we could have done better, I'm sitting there laying in bed at night thinking about what could I have done better, what could I do differently tomorrow, what can I do to make this situation work. And when you surround yourself by other people that feel that way and do that, I had dispatchers call me last night. Hey, I question, man. I need another point of view. I've got a driver. He's there to pick up. He's waited. The load's not ready. Now it's not going to be till tomorrow. We sit there. Okay, he's in the middle of something. I'm in the middle of something. We stop doing what we're doing. We sit there on the phone, and we come up with a game plan right then and there that is going to be beneficial to the driver and to his finances and keep his wheels moving. And we come up with a really great plan to handle a very bad situation. So
talking about keeping wheels moving, let me pick your brain a little bit, guys. I get a lot of phone calls. Like I said, for some reason, that's our forte. That's our niche. A lot of guys starting off and buying trucks. I got a lot of guys call in, Mike, with, I'm going to buy a moneymaker, and this moneymaker is going to make me a millionaire. In your experience, what is a guy's got a pocket full of money, or does that $10,000 truck cash payment, does that make sense? Or is it better to take that 10 grand, put a down payment on something a little more expensive, have a truck note, but more reliability? What are you guys thinking?
Well, this is what I think. I think it's a very long topic, but unless you are the guy who can do your own overhaul, it makes no sense to buy a moneymaker. As an owner operator, and I had, as an owner operator, I had 3 trucks throughout my career as an owner operator. Every single one of them, I paid the most I can pay for that truck. Payment for the truck is not a problem. Payment for the truck is just like
Cost of doing business.
Cost of doing business. Just like you pay for your cell phone, like you pay for everything else. That's the cost of doing business, because when you have a payment, you know how much is it. Most of the time, if you take good care of your equipment, and again, I've been down that route. If you have a head on your shoulders and you don't expect some other entity to take care of everything for you, and you know your responsibilities, and you know that you have to make it happen no matter what, it's just it really makes no sense to go with something like cheap and beat up. You get the best truck that you can afford, and now you have this payment and very minor repairs. Most of the stuff that you can predict, again, you have to know your equipment. Again, most of the time, I broke down as an owner operator with my trucks on the road. And some of you guys probably know who have been on the road. By the time you get to the shop with that problem, after talking to a couple of your buddies who've been around, you already kind of know what exactly the problem is. If you become this owner operator who buys a moneymaker and is not a scholar of diesel mechanics, it's going to be problematic. You're going to go to the TA, to Love's. You're always going to be the hostage of the situation. And let me tell you, I forgot I think Laramie, Wyoming, maybe Laramie, I don't know, the TA in Wyoming on I-80. I had this funny sound on my, coming that seemed like transmission. The shop suggested that we need to rebuild the transmission because apparently it's gone. Obviously,
I had more than enough experience to not buy it. I made it all the way to California, all the way back, and the fix was very, very minor. And if I was this guy depending on some truck stop super mechanic, I would be in big, big trouble. So again, when you buy this more expensive truck, you're not as dependent on those situations and on your own knowledge. Uh, I say get the most expensive truck and keep the most cash in your pocket because you're gonna need it. It's much better to have a bigger predictable payment, but more cash if something happens down the road. And also, don't count on any warranties if you buy like those half-life trucks, because again, your options to use it are going to be very, very limited. New trucks, problematic. For a fleet, amazing. For owner operator, problematic because you're going to have this little $500 breakdown that's under warranty. And if you're going to start ego tripping, oh, because it's under warranty, the dealer going to fix it, or else you're going to end up taking that shop to the dealer. It's going to take them 2 weeks to look at it, then another 2 weeks to order parts, then another 2 weeks to get to it to get it done. So the ballpark, whatever it is, even if it's 2 weeks total or a month total, to prove your point of $500, that's too much downtime for an owner operator to be successful. And the fleets, we can afford it because if we have 100 trucks fleet and we have 5 trucks sitting by the fence, just because no drivers or whatever the case may be, it's easy. You just drop that truck that has the issue at the dealer, and you give driver another truck that just sits there and carry on. That way, you can really use the benefits of the warranty. As an owner operator, I say, in most cases, not a good plan. I think it's just not a good solution. However, the trucks we don't break as often. But again, if you buy a moneymaker, welcome to the world of challenges. It's really going to be problematic. There's a few videos down the line somewhere about the moneymakers here and there. In our book, Moneymaker is that beat up truck that somebody is gonna buy cash, and that truck is the best of the best because it's really old and it's only made out of couple of 2x4s, 2 screws, two balls, and that's pretty much it. It's
some rainbows and unicorns in there too.
Some rainbows and unicorns, and it's just not realistic. Like I can see the moneymaker. Okay, the shop would buy a moneymaker. The local operation would buy a moneymaker. Okay, then if you break down and you only work in like 20-mile radius, I mean, with diesel trucks, it has to be one hell of a breakdown not to get back 20 miles. Because most of the time, you guys know, you can make it back from California without the transmission. I sure know a few.
Yeah, a couple comments came in while you were talking. Mike said, if you can't afford at least $1,400 down payment, please rethink your plan. So, I mean, or excuse me, $1,400 payment. That's the truck is it's kind of like I do some woodworking on the side, and like you got tools and stuff like that. If you don't have the right tool to do a job, it can make that job so cumbersome that it's just you lose all the joy of even doing the project. And I think the truck is part of the foundation of their business. I mean, it is the thing that facilitates them to be able to do what they do. And there are certain things that I'm sure you can get away with on cutting a few corners here and there, but the truck's not one of them. Nothing breaks my heart more than when I see a guy come on board. He's got maybe that moneymaker truck that you're discussing, and he's put his whole savings into it. He's invested all that he had into it, and he feels good about it because he's going to have a little to no payment at all, and that he felt like that was a better plan. And the first time that truck breaks down a week, 2 weeks into running, and it's a $7,000 to $10,000 fix, he's done. So not only is that $7,000 to $10,000 not going to happen, but everything that he's put into that truck is just basically out the window. And it didn't matter how hard he was willing to work. It didn't matter if he was on time for every appointment, on time for everything. If he was a good communicator, if he was trusting the process, none of that matters anymore.
So
Because his foundation was on
absolutely.
sand instead of being on a rock.
It
Yeah.
becomes extremely unpredictable. So stability will give you more financial benefit than gambling. Like, does anybody know somebody personally, not on the TV, but somebody personally who became rich off the lottery or off the gambling?
Mhm.
It's just not gonna happen. But you guys know people that just stay in the lane as professional as possible and just we are the masters of what we do. And with hard work, everything is possible. Now, if you're gonna start gambling, it's just not gonna work. That's why it's called gambling.
Yeah, because you can have the most successful driven guy, but with the wrong tool, and he can't get the job done. So, as Christian asked the question, just kind of generating a talking topic, what do you think about the, trucks? I say the truck is the foundation of your business. The truck is the lifeblood of your business. As the old story goes, if you build a house on sand and the storm comes, it washes it away. If you build your house on a rock and the storm comes, it stays. It may have a little damage. It might be worse for the wear, but it's still there. It's still providing that safe haven. That's how it should be with your truck. That should be the one investment that you take most serious. And in that way, it'll match your hard work and effort, because you can be the best guy, driven, ready to go, hardworking. But if your equipment is not even living up to your standards, at some point you're going to run into a huge issue. And you cannot gamble and roll that dice and say, hey, that's okay, because I'm going to work, and then I'm going to, 10,000 into it, I'll have to the side in case that you may not even make it to that point. That's the problem. You mechanically may not make it to that point. I have seen guys literally 2 weeks in, done. And it's just heartbreaking, because it's not that they couldn't have done it, and it's not that they couldn't have been successful.
And sometimes it's not even the major issue, because if something happens and the bill is $10,000 and you have $10,000, it sounds like a lot, but it's not the end of the world. Now let's drop it down to $500. If you don't have it,
It might as well be 10,000.
that sounds like
You don't have it, you don't have
how
it,
much
yeah.
it is. So yeah, I agree. There is a lot of truck stop gossip floating around. I can tell you one funny story. Back in the day, me and my buddy, we bought two-stroke 25 horsepower boat.
Mhm.
And we came to this boat round, and that was all beat up boat. We knew it's kind of working, but kind of working, kind of not. And we're sitting at that dock and trying to start the motor, and it's been already 20 minutes. And then these guys with like 4-stroke engines, we come by, we put the boat in the water, we go out, we fish, we come back, and we're still struggling with 2-stroke engine. It's old, it's not as reliable, regardless what anybody says. And let me tell you, we had at least a couple of people coming by while we literally in shit, struggling, not able to accomplish our goal, what we are trying to do. And we would be like, oh yeah, those 2-stroke engines, we are the best. We are so simple. We are the best. Those 4-strokers, we problematic. Too much technology, too much electronics. It's just like
As they rode by with their 4-strokes.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're really like, oh man, what's going on?
Yeah.
So
So here we go. You have this super simple, super reliable motor, and you're still at ramp. You're not going anywhere. Same thing goes on with trucks. And you have this super simple, super reliable truck that sits in the parking lot.
So Simon says had a comment there. He says it's best to buy a used truck if the owner operator has good mechanical skills and his own tools to fix the problems. And that's a good point. I mean, again, if that individual's equipped with that knowledge and those abilities, absolutely. I mean, that was one thing that for me, my whole life, my personal vehicle has always been gas vehicles, and I'm not a mechanic, but I've been able to fix and tinker around and fix quite a few things that could have cost me quite a bit of money. Bought a diesel. My God. I mean, you take. I don't know what to do with it.
Yeah,
you take it.
but that's a simple.
They run forever.
They run
I mean,
forever.
that's all I've heard. They're like, you get a diesel, it runs forever. So I got me an F-250, and
You got paid for that.
oh my God, yeah, they run forever because you put nothing but money into them over and over again. So again, I guess it's always about the vehicle and the situation. But yeah, if you have the mechanical skills, you got the abilities, the know-how, the tools to do so. Absolutely. If not, and you're not that individual, because not everybody is. I literally had a guy leave one day, hooked up, went out, boom, calls right away. His first load. Oh, I'm on the side of the road. I'm shut down, man. Your trailer, this lights are out. Blah blah blah. I'm like, hey man, you need to check everything, make sure it's nothing to do with your truck before we send roadside out. Oh, I guarantee you, it's your trailer. It's your trailer. Next thing you know, we send roadside out, and they go, hey buddy, how about you replace this fuse right here?
Yeah.
You don't want to be that guy, right? Like that's that guy. You
Yeah,
don't
but
wanna
he
be that
said
guy.
Simon here said another thing, like leave some side money.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. If you got $40,000 to work with, don't drop it all on the truck, man. Put a nice hefty down payment. Save some of that for a rainy day, because it's not a matter of.
I agree.
It's just a matter of time.
Get the best truck you can with the least down payment which you can, and keep the most cash in the pocket. Because when the day comes and you need that $500, it only sounds funny when you have it in your pocket.
Yeah. But when you lost purchasing power, that's a problem.
Yeah, and then who are you gonna call to?
Well, you guys see the last comment? I think we need to get a hold of safety and see if we can suspend Scott. He needs to be shut down. Scott needs to get shut down. No more dispatch. Let me get Ralph on the phone. He said you got a Ford. I hope you got extended warranty.
What's wrong with that?
What's wrong with what he said, or what's wrong with the Ford?
No, what's wrong with what he said? I'm with you, Scott, man.
Yeah, come on, whatever.
I had an expedition once, man.
Did you?
No, but he had Ford before, the diesel one, so that's just extension of the.
It is the extended warranty. They this place I go to, they have Fords over and over again. Who would have thought? And they'll keep selling to you. And like, hey, how are you?
No, that's what. It can also be very successful because it's called dedication. You just keep on pushing.
or hard headed. It doesn't matter. Like, I don't know. I got to think. See, I've had a Dodge. I've had a Chevy. I've had a Ford. It is what it is. They all run until they don't anymore, and then you get a different one. So
There you go. One car the last 10 years.
all right. Well, Christian, that's nothing to brag about, man.
Honda, baby. Cord.
You just need to learn to start letting go. That's all. Move on. Let go. Let it go.
All right, Ford man.
It's gone.
It's gone.
It's gone. There you go.
Yeah.
It's gone. I'll let it go.
I used to work on Fords. I never start my tools. All right, Scott. I don't know what you're trying to do here, man. I don't know what you're trying to say.
Yeah.
It's getting hot here.
Actually,
Yeah, it is hot. It is hot here.
you don't have AC on. What the hell is going on here?
So earlier, you left a comment about the snow and the weather. So how is that where you're at right now? You seeing the white stuff or what? Let us know.
And we just hope
You're not in
doing
Miami
that
white.
while driving.
Texting while driving. He's at the shipper right now.
Okay, good.
We appreciate everybody's comments. We've had quite a few come in, actually.
He's docked. That's okay. It's confirmed.
He's talked.
Amazing. So,
I knew Scott would do the right thing.
And anyway, like we really appreciate you guys watching. This is first time live.
Yeah.
It's not. I have to admit, it's not the easiest thing to do because you kind of have to go on the go. You can't just fail and re-record.
Yeah.
So
Do you do that?
all the time.
I never had it.
I was wondering why his videos were so much better than ours. I mean, we've never second take.
It's the sunglasses. It's
What,
the
isn't that what it
sunglasses.
is? I'm
When
like,
those go
come on,
on,
man.
you never had it.
It's all Photoshop.
He's
Beautification
got
process.
a long ride, so he could do about like 3 takes on the way over. So he's good.
Yeah, but if there's anything, we are always looking for stuff to discuss and stuff that is a value to you guys. Because if you would watch any of my, bitching videos, it kind of has value to me, I guess, because I'm truthful to myself and to whatever I say on that camera. And sometimes it sounds like bitching, but it's love. That's all I can say. So just if there's anything that you guys want to make this podcast about, like some topic that you want to discuss that you think we may know, let us know. Well, we'll dedicate it to that. It will be so much easier to have like a very specific topic that we can extend to endless.
Yeah.
And we can still talk other stuff, but
Right. It's good
Stick
to
to the
have
subject.
the interaction too. I mean, because it can be on the fly. I mean, it's nice to have somebody post a question and look, we don't know everything. So if you have a question and we don't know the answer to it, or it's just our opinion, we'll tell you it's just our opinion on something. But we all bring something different to the table. So, we'll do this again next Thursday. And is that the plan?
yeah, we may adjust time or date, but for now, let's just keep it exactly the same. Next Thursday at 2 p.m. Hopefully by then I'm gonna have a little bit better setting, better audio, and better video. Not guaranteed though. But yeah, I think let's keep on doing this every Thursday, and we'll see what's up. So if we can get any ideas of what's up going on next Thursday, let us know.
Yeah, the more interaction from you guys. I mean, I'm looking to see what everybody's posting right now. So if you have any questions, throw them at us. We'll do it. We'll do our best. Something you'd like to talk about, let us know.
And also, don't forget, we got a Facebook page, Super Trucker Podcast. We have a group of that page. So far as I looked, the page, it has quite a bit of likes, but very little interactions. I guess just a bunch of shy truck drivers. But on the group, I was able to look into it, and it seems like we have all the people that are really, really connected to trucking. So that's like a real people, not some 16-year-old gangbanger wannabe. Oh, I'm just gonna like this.
Or we could talk about Christian's tight shirts too. I mean, that's always.
We can talk about that.
I mean, we talked about my broke down Ford, so I mean, fair game's fair game, right? So
Man, it's a medium, people.
I didn't say it. Scott said it. I didn't say
I
it.
put on a little weight, man. I just came back from all you can eat buffet, so I gotta lose some weight, man.
Yep.
In the
Or just buy a bigger shirt. That's what I do. I had that option of losing weight or getting a bigger shirt.
You're
and
gonna
I was
run out
like,
of sizes pretty
You
soon.
know
man.
what?
It's like
Bigger shirt is so much quicker,
I mean,
man.
It is, isn't it? It's
Yeah.
like, forget this losing weight thing. Like things start getting tight. I'm like,
Maybe
time
I'll
for a bigger
hire
shirt.
some flatbed guys, and you can use the tarp to wrap around, and you're good.
Now, see, I'm sure they probably enjoyed this a little bit more.
Yeah, but that's progression.
Yeah, there you go, man.
So
No, just kidding. It's all love,
he
man.
says medium.
Who's that, Scott?
I won't use names on here.
Man, we can go. Scotty.
Well, he's having fun if he's docked right now. So
Yeah.
he's got the moment here. So
All right. Anyway, I think in case of this first live stream is not perfect, sorry.
Forgive us.
Forgive us. We are trying. It will be better next time.
Except for Mike, I don't think he really tried, but
Yeah.
we did.
Yeah.
Well, you guys vote below. You guys vote below. We'll take a vote. It's all good.
Vote them off the island, guys.
And we really appreciate all the comments, all the interaction.
Yeah. Thanks, guys.
Because that really, really helps. Otherwise we would be just sitting here like dummies, and we would kind of look like on the Facebook, just like no interaction, two people watching. One of them is me. So it's a little sad, but we're gonna make it happen.
All right.
All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. We'll do this again next Thursday right around this time, or anything before we'll announce that. So again, we appreciate everybody for tuning in. We appreciate for the interaction, the comments, and as always, keep on trucking.
See you guys next time.
Yeah. Almost just like Joe Rogan, huh?
Yeah. Only different.
Only different. Only better.
And without 3.4 million subscribers, but we're almost there.
Yeah, we're gonna
We
get there.
got 3.4.
Yeah,
we got 3.4.
Yeah, man, we need like a sweat.